Hey guys, Alex here from the Tapping Solution. I thought I would jump on Instagram Live and Facebook Live today to do a little tapping on resetting your nervous system. I know that we are all dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety and overwhelm and so many different things right now, and it is more important than ever that we actually take the time to reset our nervous system. And one of the tools that is, of course, so powerful at doing this is tapping, is EFT, Emotional Freedom Techniques. So on this video right now, on this live, I'm going to tap with you to actually reset your nervous system. Now, first off, why do we do this? Why is it so important to reset your nervous system? There's a number of different reasons. Number one, it's important to remember that our nervous system and the emotions that we feel has a really big effect on our health, on our ability for our immune system to be fully functioning. Because what happens is that when we are under stress or anxiety, our amygdala fires. So the amygdala is the old part of the brain. It's the fight or flight system in the brain. And when the amygdala is triggered, the immune system goes into a shutdown mode, right? The immune system is weakened, the reproductive system is weakened, the digestive system is weakened. I was reading a comment in our Tapping Insiders Club earlier today about a woman who was saying that, she's doing her best right now to take care of her health, but that she is struggling and putting on weight, even though she is eating good food and all that kind of stuff. And the reason why is that if she's dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety, like so many of us are right now, like everyone really is, that the digestive system slows down, so it becomes more difficult to actually digest your food and more importantly, to get all the nutrients that you need out of your food. So important to be able to reset our nervous system. I remember an interview we did with our friend Dr. Mark Hyman years ago where he said there are three things critical for your health. It is what you eat, it's exercising, it's moving your body, and it's resetting your nervous system. So really important to reset our nervous system for our immune system function. Also really important to actually be able to think clearly and make good decisions, because what happens is when that amygdala is triggered, the prefrontal cortex, the front part of your brain, which is all your thinking, all your modern thought, that actually goes offline. And your amygdala takes control and runs the show. This is why it happens that we can be stressed and anxious and, go to the kitchen and eat a bunch of food, and then we finish eating the food and we go, why did I do that? Why did I let my emotions take control? And what happens is that when we are in that overwhelmed state, when that amygdala is being triggered, our prefrontal cortex goes offline. So we make bad decisions. We make poor decisions. We don't make decisions where we see the future consequences of what we're doing in that moment. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do some tapping to reset our nervous system. So by resetting our nervous system, we allow our immune system to be boosted, our digestive system, our reproductive system. We allow our prefrontal cortex to come back online. All these things that are so important for us, for our health and for our well-being. So really, really important to be able to do this on a regular basis. If you have not yet, go download our Tapping Solution app. I'll tell you that our active monthly users has literally doubled over the last 30 to 60 days. And it's not that our total users have doubled, it's that our active monthly users have doubled, because there are so many people that realize that and recognize that they need to be doing something to manage their stress and anxiety. I see somebody requested to be on live, maybe in a few minutes. I'd be up for that. So let's do some tapping together to tap on this stress and anxiety and overwhelm. But let's see here. Maybe I will just bring somebody on. Why not? Let's see. I'm going to bring you on and maybe you'll do some tapping with me. So I am accepting that request to come on live if you want to come on live and do some tapping with me. Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. So we can see you on Instagram, not on Facebook, but that's okay. I think that people can still hear you through the mic, but how are you today?
I'm a little anxious.
You're a little anxious. Where are you, first off?
Boulder, Colorado.
Boulder, Colorado. Okay. So you're a little anxious, a little overwhelmed with all the stuff going on in the world right now?
A little overwhelmed. I have tinnitus. I didn't sleep. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to do some tapping with me?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. Can you set up your camera anywhere so that you can, make sure to have the space to do that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can do some tapping together. We can do some live tapping together. Really just to reset I thought we would do some tapping today to reset our nervous system. You know, as I was mentioning, it is more important now than ever before to make sure we are taking the time to reset our nervous system, because it has such a huge impact on our health and our ability to think clearly and on all these different things. So for you, what has been the primary emotions, or what are you feeling right now?
Fear about health.
Fear about health. Fear about
Yeah,
your own personal health, the health of your friends and family, or all of the above?
it's all the above. Today, mostly about, oh, I have tinnitus. Maybe I have a brain tumor. You know, that like extreme.
Letting that kind of story go, right? That happens, right? All of a sudden, you know, I laugh about this during tick season here, with whenever we have because we have a dog and we spray for ticks. But whenever you catch a tick on the dog, all of a sudden for the rest of the week, you're like, you feel a little itch and you freak out about it and you go, oh, I must have a tick. And you know, our brain and our bodies just react differently when we
Right.
start to tell ourselves a story of what's there.
Oh,
What's that?
I said my son has Lyme disease, so I know all about the.
Yep, my middle son had Lyme disease, and we dealt with it for over a year, and it took quite some time to get past. So, all
Yeah.
right, so let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. And so, if you were to connect with how stressed or overwhelmed you're feeling right now, how strong would that be for you on a scale of 0 to 10?
9.5.
A 9.5. Okay, that's okay. That's good. It's good to be honest, right? And is it primarily, you said the main thing is worrying about your own health right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So for everybody else watching now or later on, just check in with yourself. You know, how worried are you about your health? And if it's not your health, what is it that you're worried about? Is it something else that you're worried about? Maybe during this time that's paying the bills or food on the table, or worried about your kids, or whatever it might be. And what was your name first off? I didn't get your first name.
It's Margaret.
Margaret. Okay. Thank you, Margaret, for joining me today and doing some tapping.
I don't know how this happened. I just pressed the button. So I was like, oh,
And
there
you
you
press a
go.
button. Hey, look, sometimes you ask the universe and it comes up. So let's start by tapping on the karate chop point and just repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling so overwhelmed
Even though I'm feeling so overwhelmed
and I'm worried about my health,
and I'm worried about my health,
I acknowledge and accept what I'm feeling right now.
I acknowledge and accept what I'm feeling right now.
Even though I'm worried about my health,
Even though I'm worried about my health,
because I've had health challenges in the past,
because I've had health challenges in the past,
and I'm not sure how my body would do with this virus,
and I'm not sure how my body would do with this virus,
I acknowledge and accept what I'm feeling right now.
I acknowledge and accept what I'm feeling right now.
Even though I'm feeling really overwhelmed,
Even though I'm feeling really overwhelmed,
and the last month has been kind of crazy,
and the last month has been kind of crazy,
I acknowledge and accept what I'm feeling,
I acknowledge and accept what I'm feeling,
and I choose to breathe in this moment.
and I choose to breathe in this moment.
And we'll go to the eyebrow point. It's all so overwhelming.
It's also overwhelming.
Side of the eye, I'm worried about my health.
I'm worried about my health.
Under the eye, I want to be okay.
I want to be okay.
Under the nose, and my brain is being triggered by this.
And my brain is being triggered by this
Chin point, because it's trying to keep me safe.
because it's trying to keep me safe.
Collarbone point, it's trying to find all the solutions.
It's trying to find all the solutions.
Under the arm, am I doing the right things?
Am I doing the right things?
Top of the head, am I taking care of my health?
Am I taking care of my health?
Eyebrow point, I just don't know if I'm doing enough.
I just don't know I'm doing enough.
Side of the eye, will I be able to deal with this virus?
Will I be able to deal with this virus?
Under the eye, I don't want to get this virus.
I don't want to get this virus.
Under the nose, it's scary.
It's scary,
Chin point, but I choose to breathe in this moment.
but I choose to breathe in this moment
Collarbone, and allow my body to relax.
and allow my body to relax.
Under the arm, knowing that the stress will not help me.
Knowing that the stress will not help me.
Top of the head, the stress will not heal me.
The stress will not heal me.
Eyebrow point, my body has what it needs to be healthy.
My body has what it needs to be healthy.
Side of the eye, I just need to allow it to do what it needs to do.
I just need to allow it to do what it needs to do.
Under the eye. So I choose to breathe in this moment.
So I choose to breathe in this moment.
Under the nose, and have a little more faith.
And have a little more faith.
Chin point, which can be challenging during tough times.
Which can be challenging during tough times.
Collarbone point, I choose to breathe in this moment.
I choose to breathe in this moment.
Under the arm, and allow my body to relax.
And allow my body to relax.
Top of the head, one tap at a time.
One tap at a time.
Let's stop there and take a deep breath in. And breathe out.
Feels so
Just
good.
notice, what are you feeling right now? So just check in with that anxiety, with that overwhelm, and just tell me from 0 to 10. I mean, I always tell people don't feel like you have to come down. Tell me what you actually feel, because a lot of times the number or what comes up is just feedback for us and letting us know what we need to do.
I feel a little tearful and probably a 7. But 7 feels so much better than a 9.
7 feels better than 9, right? Absolutely. So what is that 7? If you were to tell me what is that 7 now, what shifted and what's there that makes it a 7 and not a 5 or a 3 or a 1? What is the 7?
It just gives me such a calm center. It's just like a tree root. It's so grounding when I do it.
When you do the tapping, yeah. But you said you're at you're at a 7. So what is the 7? Like, there's still stress or anxiety or overwhelm. What is that 7?
Right. It just still feels like it's just in my cells, like my body is. But there's like a calm.
So what's in your cells? When you say it's in your cells, what is in your cells?
Anxiety, just fear.
Fear. Okay, tell me more about the fear. Where does your brain go in terms of when you think about the fear? What are you afraid of?
What do you mean?
So you say you're afraid. What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid that I did have cancer. I'm afraid that this tinnitus that I've had since January is something wrong with it, and I can't go to the doctors. I'm afraid of, being vulnerable to the virus if I go outside. I'm afraid for my son in New York with Lyme disease. I'm afraid,
Yeah. Did you say you had cancer before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you had cancer before. You have tinnitus that you're dealing with. You just feel and worry about your ability to deal with the virus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do a little more tapping, right? So even though I'm holding on to this fear,
Even though I'm holding on to this fear
in all the cells of my body,
in all the cells of my body,
and I don't know exactly what it's about,
and I don't know exactly what it's about,
I acknowledge and accept that this is what I'm feeling.
I acknowledge and accept this is what I'm feeling.
Even though I have all this fear in my body.
Even though I have all this fear in my body.
Because I've had lots of illnesses in the past.
Because I've had lots of illnesses in the past.
And I don't know if my body's strong enough.
And I don't know if my body's strong enough.
I acknowledge and accept this fear that I'm feeling.
I acknowledge and accept this fear that I'm feeling.
Even though I don't want to feel this fear.
Even though I don't want to feel this fear.
It's there and you can't make it go away.
It's there and you can't make it go away.
All the tapping in the world won't make it go away.
All the tapping in the world won't make it go away.
We'll go to the eyebrow point. I have all this fear in my body.
I have all this fear in my body.
Side of the eye. I can tap till I'm blue in the face.
I can tap till I'm blue in the face.
Under the eye, but that fear isn't going away.
But the fear isn't going away.
Under the nose, I've had this vigilance for years.
I've had this vigilance for years.
Chin point, worried about my health.
Worried about my health.
Collarbone point, feeling all this stress and anxiety.
Feeling all this stress and anxiety.
Under the arm, it's overwhelming worrying about my health.
It's overwhelming worrying about my health.
Top of the head, I've been doing it for years.
Been doing it for years.
Eyebrow point, but what if I gave myself a break for a moment?
What if I gave myself a break for a moment?
Side of the eye, and didn't worry about my health just now.
And didn't worry about my health just now.
Under the eye, what if I just gave myself a break?
What if I just gave myself a break?
Under the nose, I can't think my way healthy.
I can't think my way healthy.
Chin point, so worrying about it doesn't help.
So worrying about it doesn't help.
Column point, but why do I always worry about it?
Why do I always worry about it?
Under the arm, if I can't think my way out of it.
If I can't think my way out of it.
Top of the head, what if I allowed more?
What if I allowed more?
Eyebrow point, and just allowed my body to be at peace.
Just allowed my body to be at peace.
Side of the eye, and trusted my body to do its best.
And trust my body to do its best.
Under the eye, it's already fought off cancer.
It's already fought off cancer.
Under the nose, it's pretty strong if it fought that off.
Pretty strong if it fought that off.
Chin point, the coronavirus is nothing compared to cancer.
Coronavirus is nothing compared to cancer.
Collarbone point, and I survived cancer.
And I survived cancer.
Under the arm, maybe my body is stronger than I think.
Maybe my body is stronger than I think.
Top of the head, maybe I should acknowledge this, how strong it is.
Maybe I should acknowledge just how strong it is.
Eyebrow point, it's done so much for me already.
It's done so much for me already.
Side of the eye, I choose to be grateful for my body.
I choose to be grateful for my body.
Under the eye, for this living body I get to be in.
For this living body I get to be in.
Under the nose, I choose to allow myself to relax.
I choose to allow myself to relax.
Chin point, knowing that worrying isn't helping.
Knowing that worrying isn't helping.
Collarbone point, I choose to have faith in my body.
I choose to have faith in my body.
Under the arm, knowing just how strong it is.
Knowing just how strong it is.
Top of the head, allowing myself to relax.
Allowing myself to relax.
Let's stop there and take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Just notice what you're feeling in your body right now. So if you just connect again with that stress or worry or overwhelm about your health, what level do you think it's at from 0 to 10 right now?
I'd say it's down to a 4. I feel kind of calm and hopeful.
Calm and hopeful, okay. And what thought processes or what ideas came up for you while we were doing that tapping? Were there any epiphanies or ideas or just things that kind of became clear to you as you're doing that?
That I know I can trust my body.
Is that something you regularly say in terms of saying you can trust your body?
No.
No. Okay. And why do you feel like you can trust your body now?
Because it just makes total sense. I mean, I've had lots of different worries and health things over the years, and here I am. I'm still here, and I'm, pretty healthy, really.
Right. Yeah. You look healthy to me. I mean, you seem like you have a vibrant spirit, and again, if your body fought off cancer, I'd say that it did a lot for you, right? It's accomplished a lot in terms of what it's dealt with. And I know it's easy when we've had health challenges in the past to worry about our health, to say, is it going to come back? Okay, well, the cancer's gone, but is it going to come back?
And I think part of it for me is the anxiety. My mother was extremely anxious, and it feels like.
So you're probably carrying some of that anxiety. I mean, look, there's so many layers that we can do with this, of course, in terms of looking at, where did all that stress and anxiety come from that younger age, right? Of where do we learn to be stressed? Where do we learn to be anxious? I've been doing a lot working on tapping meditations for kids and for parents for our app right now. And and doing a lot of podcasts about that and talking about how our kids model our behavior and what we feel. They model what we do, not what we say, right? And so if your mother was an example to you of I have to live with this stress and anxiety, then you model that as well and carry that into your life as well. But as soon as we start to recognize that stress and anxiety doesn't actually solve problems for us, that it doesn't actually help us, it doesn't help our health, we can just allow our body to do our best.
Right.
And trust in our body.
And have joy.
And have joy, right, exactly. To have joy and just knowing that we're okay and that we're not as much in control as we'd like to pretend that we are, right? So I hope that tapping helped. I hope that tapping helped to calm you and feel better. I mean, thank you for joining me today on this tapping. Hopefully it helped other people as well.
Thank you, Alex. I don't know what I pressed, but I'm so grateful.
So you didn't even mean to press it. You just pressed it and
No,
it just came up.
yeah,
Well, the universe wanted you to come on and tap with me today.
yeah.
This is the first time I've actually brought somebody live on Instagram to tap with them, and
Okay.
I'm glad that you did it with me today. And I think you hit on a fear that you've got this fear not only because of the health challenges you've had in the past or the cancer, but because all of us have had fears about going, hey, how would my body deal with this, right? We
Yeah.
hear the stories of all like people young and old that have succumbed to the coronavirus, but you could say that about any disease. You could say that
Hmm.
about cancer, about diabetes, about heart disease. But we don't always go through our day so worried about a particular thing. We have to live our life and just trust that our body will take care of us and do our best. And we can support our body in the best way we can possibly, which is resetting our nervous system, which we talked about. And this is why it's so important to take the time to do the tapping, to just reset ourselves. And then we can feed our bodies with good nutrition and we can move our bodies in ways that allow it to heal and rejuvenate. But the most under talked about thing when it comes to our health is resetting our nervous system. To say,
Right.
hey, you know what? I can't be in this stress response. The stress response does not allow me to be in a state of healing.
Yeah.
It weakens my immune system. So anyway, thank you for coming on and tapping with me
Thank
today.
you.
Even though you didn't mean to, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I hope, yeah, I know somebody commented there on Facebook that you could hear that as well, since the two phones are next to each other. Um, I just decided to bring somebody on to come and tap with me today. Is it okay to tap with you when you are helping another? Yes, absolutely. So one of the great things about tapping is something called borrowed benefits, which means that when we're tapping on somebody else's stuff, that we are borrowing the benefits of that. This is why tapping at live events or tapping in groups is really powerful, especially because very often when we're tapping for ourselves, we can't necessarily find the right language or find the issue that we're trying to get to. And when we can tap with somebody else and they talk about their challenges and their issues, we realize, oh, I'm having that same experience, right? I'm also stressed or anxious or worried about what it was that person was talking about. So we get to borrow the benefits from other people. Let's see. Sonja here on Facebook. Thank you, Alex. I was a 12 and now I'm a 5.5. Seriously, anxiety has been immobilizing. I'd fallen out of tapping. I can't read the rest because it says see more. I tapped along with you both and that helped me a lot. So I'm glad that helped. Is there anybody else who would like to come on and tap for a minute? I'll do another tapping if somebody wants to request it there on Instagram. I'm not even sure exactly how it works on Facebook, but yeah, if somebody wants to request, they can. If not, hopefully that was helpful for everybody. Again, remember that, let's see, what does this say here? Let's see here. So Soul Catcher 30. Okay, let's see here. You say you want to come on live. Soul Catcher 30. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring you on there. Yeah, remember it is so important for us to be able to reset our nervous system. Hi there.
Hello.
How are you?
Could be better.
Could be better. So what's your real name? Since this is Soul Catcher 30, what's your first name?
Joyce.
Joyce. Okay. Hi, Joyce.
Joyce. Hi. So
Um,
lots of
so tell me.
anxiety and
Yeah.
lots of, I guess it's sort of like like a ceiling of panic, like it's not ending. It's just, there's no, it's like a vortex of fear.
Vortex of fear. Okay.
Yes.
So 0 to 10, how strong does that feel for you? That fear?
At times a 12.
Yep. And what does it feel for you right now? Hopefully you did some tapping with us already before, but
I
what are you
did,
feeling?
and I did. I would say like a 7,
Okay. And what's the fear about for you?
not having control.
Not having control. Okay. What things do you feel like you don't have control over now that maybe you had control over before?
I think the scary thing for me with the virus possibility out there is how will I reinsert myself into life again? How will I ever feel safe? how will I ever go to a doctor's appointment and feel safeguarded? How do you go back to living in a way
Yeah.
that feels free?
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Do you drive a car?
Yes.
How do you feel safe driving a car when somebody is literally feet away from you and
It's a
could come across
challenge. It's a
could come
challenge.
come across? Is that ever something you think about?
Yes, I have
You
anxiety when
do. Okay.
driving.
So you've got anxiety around lots of different things here in terms of worrying about control, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's another area, right? So for a lot of people, when I mention that, they go, "Oh, I didn't think about that." But sometimes we just get on the road and drive, and we just know and have faith that everything's going to be okay. That other person is doing their best, and they're going to drive and be paying attention, right? I mean, sometimes I complain on my back road here that cars are not paying attention, and I have to honk because they're halfway across my lane, in the other direction. But I trust that everything will be okay in the end, and that we can control it. So, but you're feeling, my guess is that generally, even before this, you deal with stress or anxiety on a regular basis, and this is just kind of triggered at a higher level. Is that right?
I'm definitely triggered right now, and I've worked very hard over the years of my life to mitigate those problems. And
Yeah.
I have a lot of tools, and they're very helpful.
Yeah.
And I do lots of holistic things. I'm not a pill taker. I have no judgment for anybody
Yeah.
that does that, but
Yeah.
I prefer a more natural approach, which can sometimes take a little longer.
Yeah.
And so for me, this unexpected event feels very cataclysmic, and
Yeah.
uh, it has definitely triggered all of my senses.
Okay. All right. So let's do some tapping. Let's just jump into it and see what we can do. Are you able to put
Great.
the phone down somewhere so you can tap?
Yes, let me try that. I'm trying to see where I can lean it where I'll still be in view.
Okay. And for those of you who are on Facebook, I know you can't see Joyce here, but I've got her on Instagram, and we're doing some tapping here together on stress, on anxiety, to work to reset our nervous system during this time. It's so important for us to take time to reset our nervous system. Let me just look at a comment here from Gina. How about anxiety about lack of routine right now and the stress response? Yeah, I think that's another component of it is, the loss of routine, the loss of normalcy, the certain things that routine bring us in terms of a sense of certainty have been taken away as well. That we don't have that sense of routine and certainty right now. So let's go ahead and start tapping on the karate chop point. Even though I'm feeling all this anxiety,
Even though I'm feeling all of this anxiety,
because I'm so uncertain about the future,
because I'm so uncertain about the future,
and it's so overwhelming,
it's so overwhelming.
I acknowledge and accept that's how I'm feeling.
I acknowledge and accept that's how I'm feeling.
Even though I feel this vortex of fear,
Even though I feel this vortex of fear,
and I just don't know how to process it,
and I don't know how to process it,
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I'm feeling all this fear,
Even though I'm feeling all this fear,
and I know so many people are feeling fear,
and I know so many people are feeling fear,
I choose to take a moment
I choose to take a moment
to allow my body to breathe and relax.
to allow my body to breathe and relax.
We'll go to the eyebrow point. All this stress and anxiety,
All this stress and anxiety
side of the eye, it's so overwhelming.
is so overwhelming.
Under the eye, it's just too much.
It's too much.
Under the nose, I normally had plenty of stress and anxiety.
I normally had plenty of stress and anxiety,
Chin point, and this has taken it through the stratosphere.
and this has taken it through the stratosphere.
Collarbone point, I don't know how to deal with all this uncertainty.
I don't know how to deal with all this uncertainty.
Under the arm, how will I ever be safe again?
How will I ever be safe again?
Top of the head, how can I get back to any normalcy?
How can I get back to any normalcy?
Eyebrow point, I just can't see the answers.
I just can't see the answers.
Side of the eye, and I just want to feel safe.
I just want to feel safe.
Under the eye, I feel so unsafe.
I feel so unsafe.
Under the nose, so many things have taken away my safety.
So many things have taken away my safety.
Chin point, and I acknowledge that this is how I'm feeling.
And I acknowledge this is how I'm feeling.
Collarbone point, I just want to feel safe again.
I just want to feel safe again.
Under the arm, I just want to feel normal again.
I just want to feel normal again.
Top of the head, when will we ever feel normal again?
When will we ever feel normal again?
Eyebrow point, this is all so overwhelming.
This is all so overwhelming.
Side of the eye, even though I don't know the way.
Even though I don't know the way,
Under the eye, I choose to relax in my body.
I choose to relax in my body.
Under the nose, even though I don't know how I'll feel safe again.
Even though I don't know how I'll feel safe again.
Chin point, I choose to know that safety will come again.
I choose to know that safety will come again.
Collarbone point, I don't know the way.
I don't know the way,
Under the arm, but I never know the way.
but I never know the way.
Top of the head, we never know what tomorrow will bring.
We never know what tomorrow will bring.
Eyebrow point, I can choose to focus on the fear.
I can choose to focus on the fear
Side of the eye, or allow myself to be present in this moment.
or allow myself to be present in this moment.
Under the eye, I can allow myself to breathe.
I can allow myself to breathe,
Under the nose, to allow myself to relax.
to allow myself to relax,
Chin point, knowing there are some problems my brain can't solve.
knowing there are some problems my brain can't solve.
Collarbone point, there are some problems too big for anyone to solve.
There are some problems too big for anyone to solve.
Under the arm, why are we here?
Why are we here?
Top of the head, what happens after the here?
What happens after the here?
Eyebrow point, how far does space really go?
How far does space really go?
Side of the eye, there are so many unanswerable questions.
So many unanswerable questions
Under the eye that we can have lots of certainty about.
that we can have lots of certainty about,
Under the nose, but sometimes we're not totally sure about.
but sometimes we're not totally sure about.
Chin point, sometimes these things take faith.
Sometimes these things take faith,
Collarbone point, which can be tough in these situations.
which can be tough in this situation.
Under the arm, but maybe this is happening for a reason.
But maybe this is happening for a reason.
Top of the head, to awaken us to a better way of living.
To awaken us to a better way of living.
Eyebrow point, maybe we're just in a timeout right now.
Maybe we're just in a timeout right now
Side of the eye, because we haven't been behaving well.
because we have not been behaving well.
Under the eye, but I choose to relax in this moment.
But I choose to relax in this moment,
Under the nose, knowing that I'm safe right now.
knowing that I'm safe right now.
Chin point, I choose to have faith that I can go out again one day.
I choose to have faith that I can go out again one day
Collarbone point, and still be safe.
and still be safe.
Under the arm, I don't know how it'll happen.
I don't know how it will happen,
Top of the head, but it'll unfold one day at a time.
but it will unfold one day at a time.
Eyebrow point, I choose to be present in this moment.
I choose to be present in this moment,
Side of the eye, to allow my body to relax.
to allow my body to relax,
Under the eye, to allow my nervous system to reset.
to allow my nervous system to reset.
Under the nose, I give my brain permission.
I give my brain permission
Chin point, to not solve every problem.
to not solve every problem.
Collarbone point, I allow it to be present.
I allow it to be present
Under the arm, with myself and with others.
with myself and with others.
Top of the head, all is well.
All is well.
And stop there and take a deep breath in. And breathe out. Just notice what you're feeling. Take a moment to just kind of feel into your body and breathe. And what came up for you? I mean, I don't think we got a clear, or no, I think you said you were at like a 7 or an 8. What number do you feel like you're at right now after doing that tapping?
A 3 or a 4.
3 or 4. Awesome. So you had a nice shift there. And what came up for you as you were doing the tapping? Did you have any particular thoughts or different ways of looking at things? I mean, what came up during the tapping?
So you said many things that I try to affirm or validate daily.
Yeah.
And sometimes the ego fights that, or the brain. And so
Yeah.
you're kind of in a battle with yourself. So for me, the tapping is very affirming,
Yeah.
and it helps to bring me back to my sanity,
Right.
sane thoughts, righteous thoughts, good for the universe thoughts,
Right. I
and
think,
good for myself thoughts.
one of the beautiful things about the tapping process is it reminds us that we have choice over how we want to feel and what we want to think about. Because as we do the tapping process, as we use that choices method, which was developed by Pat Carrington years ago, who's passed away sadly a few years back, but when we tap on the negative, then we can go ahead and allow ourselves to come down in that stress or anxiety, and then our brain starts to come up with ideas of solutions of, well, how do I want to feel? What meaning do I want to give this? What action do I want to take? How can I look at this differently? We start to ask better questions of ourselves. And I was, one of the things I learned from Tony Robbins years ago when I first started my personal development journey was quality questions. I know Tony's got a bad rap right now. I'm like hesitant to ever say his name.
No, I like him. No,
I love
like
Tony. Him. I know what's in the media, but I don't know. I know Tony a little bit, and I know a lot of people know him well, and I don't fully believe all those things that have been said about him. I still think he's doing amazing things on the planet. But yeah, I learned from him about asking quality questions, that the quality of the question that we get will dictate the quality of the answer that we get. And so when we do the tapping and allow ourselves to release some of those heavy emotions that we carry, and then just start to think about better questions we can ask to solve problems, and our brain can solve these things. And also, it's important to give ourselves permission and not have to solve all those things, right? I know anxiety is very much about being worried or fearful or stressed about the future. It's stress about the future. What's going to happen? Am I going to be safe? Am I going to be able to go out again? And when we give ourselves permission to say, hey, you know what? I don't need to know all the answers in order to be safe. We can allow ourselves to reduce that level of anxiety and allow ourselves to relax in any given moment. So hopefully that tapping was helpful for you.
It was certainly helpful. And if you could only be on a loop all day long, that would be great.
Well, the best thing you can do is to use our Tapping Solution app. Have you downloaded our app?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're working a ton right now to try and do more of them. Nick, Jessica, and myself have a challenge of trying to record a couple every day that we just started this week.
I've been active several times with you already, and I always have really great results, and I'm so grateful. I'm so very grateful. And
thank you.
Continue to do what you're doing, because it's really essential. You're an essential worker.
Yes, exactly. We're an essential worker. We don't need the title because we work from home, all of us, and we're a totally virtual company with about 20 different people in different parts of the country, and some overseas as well.
Well, it's paramount, and I'm so grateful. Thank you.
I'm grateful that so many people are turning to it, and we're trying more and more to share it. The thing I always ask people is to say, hey, share the tapping with other people. Share the app. The app is the easiest thing to share. Message a friend or post on Facebook or anywhere and say, hey, go, if you're dealing with stress or anxiety, go check out and download this app. Because it's so easy. It's so easy to just go on there and tap, and in just minutes feel better.
If it works, it works, right?
If it works, it works. And we got lots of data. I mean, the app is amazing that, you calibrate before, you calibrate afterwards. And I know that, for example, with our anxiety meditation, which is our most popular one, it has a reduction of anxiety of about 42% in 9 minutes. That's it, 9 minutes, and your anxiety goes down by 42%. I mean, that's powerful.
I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for tapping with me.
God bless.
Thank you for following our work, and keep tapping.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
So thank you, Joyce, for tapping with me. Thank you, Margaret, for tapping with me before. Thank you for everyone on Facebook who's been, following along, even though you can't see the person that I'm tapping with here on Instagram. I hadn't planned on bringing people on, but I just decided that I wanted to do an Instagram Live and a Facebook Live. So question, can you explain what you mean by calibrate? Yes, great question. That was on Instagram. So what I mean by calibrate is to measure. So calibrating or measuring is just checking in with how strong that emotion is for you on a scale of 0 to 10. So, if you start off and do your tapping, we calibrate or we measure on that scale of 0 to 10 just how stressed or anxious we are. The reason we do this is because one of the things that happens frequently with tapping, and if you don't measure it, this happens, is, I might tap with somebody who's feeling anxious, and I tap on, and then afterwards they go, well, I wasn't really that anxious. And you're like, well, wait a second, you were just really anxious. It's not that you're not anxious, it's that you released it and now you've gone in a different direction. So it's really powerful for us to acknowledge and recognize how we're shifting as we do the tapping or as we do any work. So we calibrate, we measure in the beginning on that scale of 0 to 10, where that anxiety or stress or overwhelm or anger or sadness or loneliness or any of those emotions, we measure that on a scale of 0 to 10. And then when we're done with the tapping, we check back in again to say, hey, how has that shifted? What level are we at now? So we remeasure, we recalibrate at the end to see what we've shifted, and we see, was that really the core issue we wanted to tap on, or maybe we released the anxiety or overwhelm, but now we're feeling lonely. Now we're feeling lonely or sad because we're recognizing that that's really what we're missing out is on some human connection. So it just gives us feedback and allows us to measure. So hopefully that explained, or hopefully that answered your question there. If you have any other questions, let me know. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this tapping. Thank you for joining me today. Hi, Marie. Thank you for joining me today to tap with me. Remember, it is so important during this time that we take the time to, recalibrate because we were talking about that, but to reset our nervous system, right? So remember, you want to take care of your health, take care of what you eat, take care of exercising, moving your body, and reset your nervous system. And so often our ability to actually eat good food and to get ourselves to exercise has to do with resetting our nervous system. If we don't reset it, we're too overwhelmed or stressed to pick the right foods or to get ourselves on the treadmill or the bike or whatever we need to do to take care of our health. So reset your nervous system, make it a priority, check in with your emotions in the morning, check in with your emotions in the evening, and just notice what you're feeling. And if you're feeling a negative emotion, a stress or anxiety, do the tapping. And even if you're not feeling that, choose a positive emotion. I tap every morning. Every morning, I not only tap if I have something negative, but even if I don't, even if I come into a day full of energy and vibrancy and I'm ready for my day, I still choose what positive emotion I feel is going to best serve me on that day, and I tap it in. So I'll tap and I'll say, I choose to be focused today. I choose to bring in energy and focus to this day, all this energy and focus. So I choose to tap to raise my energy to choose my emotions on a daily basis. So again, we're all going to get through this together. This is not the first and it's not the last stress that you're going to have in your life. So it is important that we build the habits that take care of our mental and emotional health during this time period. Do the tapping, do all the things that help you to take care of yourself and to be your best self. So thank you all so much. Until next time, keep tapping.